John Campbell here with the market report from Winter Livestock here in La Junta. Had a nice run, 4,343 cattle here this week at Winter Live. Lightweight steer calves under 400 pounds. You'd call them about steady with last week's sharply higher trade. 320 up to 393. You get into the bigger calves and man, oh man, they caught fire. These 4-weight steer calves 15 to 25 higher. And we had a good test last week, 310. Up to 368. We had 5-weight steer calves up to 322. Lightweight heifer calves were steady to 3 higher. 250 to 291. We had one lot up to 321. You get into the heavy heifer calves and they followed suit with the steers. Let's call them 15 up to 25 higher. From 230 to 274.5. Those Hollis Vaughn steers weighed 300 pounds. They brought 393, 475 pounders at 338. His heifers weighed 430 at 291. The Torres cattle, Angel Fire, New Mexico, 400 pound steers. They were black, brought 368. Heifers weighed 335 at 296, 450 at 291. 5 1/4 weight black heifers at 260. Lloyd and Dean Reynolds' steers weighed 510. They brought 322. You get into the stocker heifers 5 to 8 higher. 220 up to 255. Had 6-weight heifers up to 246. The feeding heifer market was steady. 195 to 210. These big, heavy, fleshy heifers 185 to 197.5. The Baird cattle weighed 565 and brought 255. Shawcroft heifers 580 at 254 and 660 at 235. The Bond cattle, Durango, Colorado, 620. 242.5. Into some bigger heifers, the Ricken heifers, 197 head of them, weighed 740. They brought 204.10. Those Hanson Limb Flex heifers, outstanding genetics, 775 at 202.25. 880, there was 100 head of them at 191 and a half. The Matthews heifers, 174 Charlet heifers, weighed 910 at 188.5. Stocker steers, 10 to 20 higher. 260 to 295, one set up to $3. We had 6-weight steers up to 294. The feeding steer market 10 to 15 higher. In spots 20 higher. 225 to 252, 8 weights 220 to 236. Get into these big, heavy, fleshy steers, $2 up to 216. The Torres steers, $5.50 at $3. 635, 277. Nortonville steers weighed 580. They brought 296. 675 at 264. The B/K black steers weighed 605 at 294. Don, Bobby, Andrietta, 630 pound black Gelby steers, 286. The Bond cattle, 700 at 252. They're 780 pounders at 236.5. Hanson steers, 127 black. Limb Flex steers, 850 at 218, 960 at 213. Those Matthews Charlet steers, they weighed 970 and brought 216.5. Butcher cow market was higher. Have a good run here again next week. I'll talk to you then.